I'm the legal owner of the John Wilkes Booth corpse. Well, sort of.
After Abraham Lincoln's assassination, John Wilkes Booth did not die by the hands of Union soldiers.
Supposedly he escaped and went on to live out his life as John St. Helen in Texas. On his deathbed, John St. Helen confessed to his lawyer, Finis L. Bates, who by the way is Kathy Bates' grandfather. He says, "I'm the guy that killed Lincoln," but then he didn't die. He ends up waking up the next morning like, "Oh, crap. Never mind," and then hauls off to Oklahoma, where he changes his name to David E. George. David E. George, aka John St. Helen, aka John Wilkes Booth, lives out his life in Oklahoma until he dies by consuming strychnine. Given that nobody claimed the body, a local funeral home decided to show off their embalming skills by putting him on display. Apparently, there weren't enough people dying to keep this funeral home in business because they also served as a furniture store. So this corpse is just like sitting there staring at people while they're shopping for fainting couches or like whatever was popular in that time period. How did people know that this was the corpse of John Wilkes Booth? Well, apparently Finis L. Bates came across this corpse and was like, "That's the guy! That's the guy, John St. Helen. He confessed to killing Abraham Lincoln. That must also be John Wilkes Booth." So eventually this thing becomes a pretty popular attraction and circus owners decide they want to buy this mummy and put it on display. My great-great-grandfather, Jay Gould of the $1 Million Circus, was the last person to purchase this mummy and take it on tour. And he would have local undertakers and doctors come to view this corpse and say, "This is definitely a dead body," but not only that, it is a John Wilkes Booth dead body. So how did they know that indeed this was good old JWB? Because he had a tattoo on his hand. There were certain identifying marks that made him stand out and confirm that yes, this is indeed John Wilkes Booth.
My great-grandfather died in 1963. Shortly thereafter, the corpse went missing. I really hope it's being well taken care of because if this thing ever gets found, I'm one of the owners.
I mean, at least a fingernail or something. We actually have the original purchase agreement saying you are the proper owner of John Wilkes Booth, as displayed here. That's my story. My family's really weird, but I also really like being able to share stuff like this. Cat cut.